Guys, Blankets here. This is a Watch Over Realms video, and today I am on the Forerunner server. I want to take a look at this new update announcement. They just put out a bunch of new changes in the game. A lot of them are kind of cosmetic and quality of life features. However, there is one really cool thing that is popping up in here, and that is the hero reset tokens have been distributed, and the Boreas reset is in as well. So I do want to show you that. First, let's just take a look at these patch notes here. So they did some changes to Immortal Codex. They added an entrance to Immortal Codex on the raid page, so you can actually go into the Codex from the raid menu. They also introduced a gallery feature to Immortal Codex, allowing commanders to view their personal challenge records and the boss info. And they introduced a most deployed heroes feature. So a lot of this stuff that was already featured in some of the other gear raids is now going to be inherent to Immortal Codex as well, which is awesome. I do think this will make it a little bit more accessible for a lot of folks, particularly people that aren't prone to, go watch YouTube videos. So all the people that I'm not going to be reaching. So that is that. But they did some changes to Gear Dungeon as well. I still haven't had a chance to do that. I did just beat all stage 18s on this account as of last night. So theoretically, the next time I am able to enter Gear Dungeon, I will be able to do so. That is the requirement. You need to have beaten 18s on everything. So hopefully I can go and test it out. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything in there because my account is super underdeveloped. You can kind of see in the background, I'm only level 52, and I don't have a great roster. Although I did get some reinforcements this weekend, which is pretty awesome. I had some pretty amazing pulls this weekend, so that's going to help me out. However, let's take a look at what they said here. So during battles in the Gear Dungeon, commanders can tap on the monster icon in the upper left-hand corner to view the monster's core mechanics. That's pretty cool. I mean, it basically, I think you used to be able to do this by going into the monster manual and taking a look at the skills for the monsters in there, but I guess they're going to have it as something that's more accessible. I'm not sure when they talk about Gear Dungeon, it's kind of confusing. I don't know why they don't just call it the Halls of Defilement, since clearly, as you can see in number 2 here, that is what it's called. But instead, they want to call it Gear Dungeon when we've already got Gear Raid 1, Gear Raid 2, Gear Raid 3, and now we've got Gear Dungeon. I don't know. It just a little bit of creativity in the naming, even if it's not to be more aesthetically pleasing, just to make it a little bit easier for everybody to differentiate between the two. That would be much appreciated, Moonton. But hey, I'd rather you keep putting out new content with bland names than have some really great names for content that's going to stagnate for a really long time. So I guess there's that. I should really prioritize. But in any case, this number 2 here is kind of interesting, and not having been able to test this, I can't get onto the test realm, and I don't, obviously it's not on global servers at the moment, so I can't take my actual account in there to test it out. But the core mechanic Control Immunity has been replaced with Control Immunity 3 for monsters in Gear Dungeon. Halls of Defilement, floors 4 through 6. So there are 6 stages to Gear Raid. Stage 6 is the highest stage, so this is a change for the higher stages, stages 4 through 6. Control Immunity 3 allows monsters to be immune to displacement skills and reduces the duration of slow effects by 50%. Now, the question I have really, and I put out a video about this anti-healing issue that is going to be upcoming with Gear Dungeon, is I wonder if that means that we can now freeze the enemies. It says displacement skills and slow effects are reduced, but it doesn't say anything about freeze. If you can freeze, then Boreas all of a sudden becomes a viable anti-healer in this dungeon, which, especially if they're going to nerf him, being able to utilize his utility in endgame would, I think, be in line a bit more with what we're expecting for a hero that is, him and Hatsut are the 2 rarest regular legendaries in the game at the moment. And if they're going to keep him that rare and they're going to nerf him, then I think it would be reasonable to think that you'd be able to leverage his utility into some of the higher end game stuff like Gear Dungeon. So hopefully that is something that is going into place, and freeze now can be applied, and we will have more options for anti-healing because there are just not enough of them at the moment. As far as some other stuff, they added access to video guides for certain heroes and raids. This is kind of cool. You can actually access this in-game now, which is pretty awesome. They have a list to various content creators. I don't know why my videos aren't on there, but, they've got some other videos that are okay, I guess. And then optimize the visual display of exclusive artifact icons. Optimize the calculation of monster stats in the arena to enhance the battle experience. I mean, I like optimization. I don't know what that means, but I like optimization. Optimize the visual display of pop-ups for gear purchases. Always a welcome improvement. I don't notice this much on my main account. I do notice it a lot on my alt account. So I think in their mind, optimization, when I say alt account, this Forerunner account that I am on right now. So when they say optimize, I think they mean it's going to pop up more, unfortunately, because I have been getting nonstop pop-ups. The nice thing about it, unlike in other games, they don't do it forever. But when I do log in initially, sometimes I get hit with 4 or 5 pop-ups. And it is annoying. It stops after that. So as long as it's not going to be continuous throughout the gaming experience, I'm okay with it. But it does, I have noticed it. So it is something that we may all need to kind of get used to. Finally, they optimize the display of the raid entrance page. So I'm going to show you some of these things, and I'm actually going to do a hero reset now because I was lucky enough to pull a Zilla 2, but I am all out of upgrade materials, so I am going to sacrifice one of my previously upgraded 6 stars, and I'm going to leverage those materials in to be able to upgrade my Zilla 2 to 6 stars. So that is pretty exciting for me. Hopefully it's exciting for you too. So hero reset, 13 days. I think when it first came out, there were 16 days total, so it's a little over 2 weeks. You have the opportunity to. My understanding is that this is just for Boreas. So, like, no eligible heroes for reset. I don't have Boreas on this account. So, if you read the tooltip up here, available heroes for reset during this event, Boreas, all items and materials consumed in the hero leveling up, starring up, promoting, awakening, or skill upgrading will be refunded after reset. The designated hero can only be reset once. Please select the hero for reset. So, what I have, I'm not 100% on how this is going to work exactly. In the mail, I did receive a hero reset item that I know that in the hero screen I can actually use to reset anybody. So I don't know if if you have Boreas and you do decide to reset him, I don't know why you would, honestly. He's still going to be a phenomenal hero, so there's really no reason to do that. But I'm wondering whether or not we might be able to get 2 resets if you have one for Boreas and then one for any hero you want. I don't believe that the item itself is a limited duration, so I think you can save that and use that when you want to. I am going to use it here in this video just to show you how it works, and because I want to rank up my Zilla 2. And quite frankly, if this was my main account, I might be a little bit more concerned about holding on to it, but I'm not really all that worried about it. This is as close as they'll let me get to the test server, so this is my testing ground as far as I'm concerned. So I am free to be a little bit more wasteful with my resources on here because I just don't care about this account anywhere near as much as I do my main. So here's the question, really, and this is why. So obviously, if you have Boreas, you could click here and select him. I'm wondering if this right banner is actually where you would use the item, and so you might still have to use the item. I'm not sure. Potentially, we might get 2 resets though, so that is kind of cool. And I do think it's awesome that they're allowing us to reset Boreas given the nerf. I guess they do have to put in some kind of time limitation on that to make it reasonable. Otherwise, people could reset Boreas, in a year or something like that, and they don't want that hanging out. And I get that. I guess I'm leaning towards the idea that you'll get 2 resets, though. You'll be able to reset Boreas and then use the item at a time of your choosing to reset somebody else. Reason being that I don't know why there's the need for this special menu if that's not the case, because you could just use your reset item in there. But without further ado, let's go in. Let's use the reset item, and I'll show you how this works. So, as you can see, I got my shiny new Zilla 2 here. She is... Obviously, I dumped what experience potions I had into her to rank her up, but I was kind of low on them. I've kind of bottomed out because I've been trying to pursue the Corridor of Glory this time, and I'm almost done with it, but I've used up all of my leveling materials for that. So what I am going to do, you see this handy dandy thing here, you can see this is what I would get for resetting my Zilla 2. I haven't put that much into Zilla 2. So let's look at somebody that I did put a lot into, which is Lust. Lust is fully skilled up. She is obviously fully promoted. She is A1, so you're going to be able to see what you'd get for that. And I did not use an upgrade stone on her, just to be clear. I used a second copy of Lust that I did pull during the Lust event. Up until the last week or so, that was the only bit of luck that I'd really had on there. Since then, I've had just an amazing, I said 1 week, it's really 2 weeks. I got Aracha, I pulled Osiris, and then I pulled Zilla 2, and then also this weekend, I pulled 2 copies of Cetrim. So my Guild Boss team is going to be a lot better soon. I need an Infernal Lord, but I'll be able to start pushing that pretty soon, which is kind of awesome. So let's look at Lust and see what we get back from her. So you can see we're not getting, this is something I was curious about. I wondered if for Awakened Heroes, we would be getting back Legendary Soul Stones instead. Not the case here. Unfortunately, I've never gotten a Legendary Soul Stone on this account. I don't clear Guild Boss at a high enough level to get one of those regardless, so that is something that that is a problem. One thing I am noticing here, though, interesting. So they're only giving me back 4 of these big boys, 4 of these 5-star tokens. Now, it's not really a huge deal at the end of the day. I'm guessing that must be because I used I must have used a ranked up 5-star hero, food hero, in order to rank up Lust when I did that. I don't remember at this point, but it's weird that I'm only getting 4 back. But you can see I am getting 2 copies of Lust. I'll be getting the gold that was used to rank her up. You can see you're getting back all of the skill up materials from that. And then you can see you're getting all of the promotion materials as well, not to mention the experience potions that were used as well. So that is pretty awesome. I'm not going to click on this. I like my Lust. I'm going to leave her as is. However, I did pull Cyrus recently. I've also got Olog at 6 stars. And then I also have Baron, who at some point will be ranked up to 6 stars as well. So I feel like I'm pretty good on the tank front right now. And so I am going to derank my Livian here. And as you can see, we're going to get 1 copy of Livian back that I used to awaken her. We're going to get 5 of those. So this is, I'm guessing that I used 5 of these tokens before. Let's see. Actually, before I do this, let's take a look at some of the other ones here. So we're getting 5 back in this case as well. That's interesting. You can also see, actually, so this answers that question. So I did use Epic Soul Stones on Greed to rank him up. So we would be getting the 5 Epic Soul Stones back. We're not getting 5 copies of Greed back. So that is important to note. They do have a record of that somewhere, so that is how that works. Let's see if we could find any kind of inconsistency. 5 there again. I know I used food for some of these upgrades. So 5 there again. Interesting, interesting. Maybe this one? Just keep looking at this. 5 again. But interestingly enough, we're not getting 4 of the upgrade ones. So that is kind of a hole here. I don't know, obviously. This may take further testing and might need more insight here. But you can see on Olog, for example, I would be getting 3 of these 4-star souls, or 3 of the 4-star souls. Jeez, I can't talk. And then I would be getting 5 of the 5-star souls back. It's interesting, right? Because you would need to use 4 4-star heroes or 4 of these souls back, or souls when you upgraded him. Now it's not showing that. So there is a bit of a flaw here. I wonder if that's compensated in some other way that I'm just not seeing on these materials. But anyway, I'm sure we'll find out a lot more about it when it does come to live servers, and we've got a lot more people doing it. But that is how it's going to work right now. Let's do it on our Livian here, and boom. Livian gets deranked. We get all of this juicy stuff back. We didn't necessarily want all of it. I will re-rank Livian at some point, but we got our 5-star psychic powers, so now, and we've also got a bunch of XP, so we're going to be able to go and max out Zilla 2, and we'll star her up. We got those, and there you go. I just traded in a less important hero for a more important one, and that is kind of cool. Saved my butt. I think probably, yep, I got a little bit of bonus. Oh, no, I didn't. It was just an artifact there. But let me see. Did I get? Yeah, they gave me some points in Corridor of Glory for that as well, which is kind of cool. Also, so there is that. Let's take a look at the new and improved Immortal Codex menu here. You go in here. This all looks the same. Trying to see. Let's see if we click challenge here, and then don't know where the. Go to guides. I don't know where the videos are exactly. I know that I saw some. I think I was doing Gear Raid 2 last night. and I saw some in there. So some of this is new. Like this, there's some new graphics in here. This looks a bit different than what we see on live. I go to Gear Raid 2, for example. I think we go to guides. Not sure where it is exactly. I know that I have seen it in here. Maybe it's on this screen. Ah, here we go. So if you click on video, guys, it's going to open up the in-game browser, and then it's going to give you the option to see a bunch of different guides in here. You can see all of your favorite content creators are in there, except for yours truly, of course. Obviously an oversight. I'm sure they'll fix that in the future. But we've got some stuff from Fastidious in here. There's Ivy. We got Hell Hades in there. I'm sure. I think that might be Ash right there. Yeah, so very cool. We got Cold Brew in there. I like that. There was another way to see it in here too, I think, but I'm not sure where it was exactly. So, yeah, that is that. I think that that's everything that they've really done at this point. What we got for achievements in here? I think we've achieved everything that we can achieve at this point. Anyway, guys, this video is dragging on. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. Hopefully this is a nice little sneak peek for what is going to be coming to global relatively soon. I think most of these are positive changes for the most part. Hopefully they're not going to be spamming us a lot with the advertisements. As you can see, I didn't get spammed by them. I think it mainly is when there's new ones that pop up. They're going to start showing them more often. So, yeah, I'm excited about all this stuff. You should be too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and is really just sign of greater things to come. I can't wait to get Gear Raid on the live servers. I think that's going to be awesome. So, Gear Dungeon, excuse me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. I will catch you all next time.